Hi, it's Yanni from FX Lounge, and in this video I would like to go into a little bit more detail when it comes to the automated trading systems. I would like to show you what happens behind the scenes. I would like to show you all the filters and how we get the results we get. I'm also going to show you our brand new tool that's just been released on the 1st of June. It's called a backtester. Now the backtester will allow you to go back in time and see what results you would have had based on specific or certain settings. So you can play as a student, you can play with different settings and see what results works for you. So first of all, let's go through the whole strategy from the beginning. Right, so if you go onto our homepage, fxloungebinary.com, you'll see it says over here an auto trader that educates. So if you just scroll down there, you'll see there's a click here button. So it says here to find out more about the tool we use to post signals with, click here. Now the reason why I want you to go there is because on this page I actually explain the strategy that we use. The strategy is basically a support and resistance strategy. Okay, so this is the strategy that we teach in the course that we have as well. So it's exactly the same strategy that we would use for the automated system. The strategy we then apply onto all 25 available currency pairs with the broker that we're using. Okay, so for example, the CAD Swiss, the Euro Pound, the Euro Dollar, the Dollar Yen, there's 25 different pairs where we apply the exact same strategy. So let me show you the account where we apply this strategy on all 25 currency pairs. Right, so here's the account. You can see this account has been opened on the 23rd of June 2016. That's when we actually started to run this automated system on all 25 pairs. And you can see there the balance was $5,000. Now I'm going to scroll down and show you all these trades. Now you see here the minus 10, that's a losing trade. So we're obviously doing $10 trade sizes. In other words, you're risking $10 per trade. If the trade doesn't work, you lose the $10. If the trade does work, you get an 83% or 82 or 83% return on the $10. So you get your $10 back plus the $8.2 profit. Right, so this account, since the 23rd of June, has done many trades. And I'm going to show you now just how many trades it's done. It's done 6,688 trades since the 23rd of June 2016. And if you have a look at the results here, it's not exactly a pretty picture, is it? I mean, look at that. It's like a really nice rally is coming down, going up, sharp pullback, going back up, and now the last few months you can see it's just been a huge trend to the downside. So obviously if you just look at all 25 pairs, the results of all 25 pairs, then this is not really something that's going to grab your attention. So what we do is we look at all 25 pairs and then we apply filters. So we only want to focus on the pairs that's performing above a certain win percentage. So we want to make sure we only trade the pairs that's actually making a profit and not all 25 pairs. So that is the first filter. The first filter is to identify the currency pairs that's produced a minimum percentage of winning trades. And what we're looking for at the moment is we only want to identify pairs that's done at least 60% of winning trades over the last 50 trades. So we look at the last 50 trades of each currency pairs, and then we want to make sure that the pairs has done at least 60% of winning pairs. If it hasn't done at least 60% of winning trades, then we won't look at that currency pair. We won't trade that currency pair. So basically what happens is every single one of these trades, every single one of these 6,688 trades are being exported onto a server, and then once it gets to the server, it then gets filtered. We group all the euro trades together, we group all the pound dollar trades together, all the dollar yen trades together. I'm sure you get the picture. All 25 pairs will be grouped separately and we will look at the results individually. Then we will identify the winning trades. So now there's a second account. The second account will only trade the pairs that's been identified as the best performing pairs. So you will exclude the vast majority of the trades. You will not, as a client, this is not what you will get. Okay, the main account is again the account that takes all the trades. The second account is the account that takes all the trades from the best performing pairs. But then even with those settings, even with that first filter, you can still have quite a big drawdown. So we have a second setting. And let me show you on this backtester, because this backtester, as I've mentioned, has been launched on the 1st of June. And this is an incredible tool because it will allow us to play with different settings and see what results we get without having to wait months. Because usually what we did in the past is we will try something, and then you have to run it for a specific amount of trades or a period of time, say like 3 months, before you can actually say, okay, this is working or it's not working. So we've created this backtester. Now the backtester will go over the last 6,688 trades, right? It will go through every single one of these trades, and then it will apply the settings that you've put into this filter. For example, okay, so you put your starting balance, $500, and then this is the moving average. Now you can play around with this. This is a nice thing about having this tool. You can play with different settings and see what results it will give you. Now I'm going to give you a few examples here. So if you look at this balance moving average, now the moving average and all the other settings in this backtester is obviously something that we will provide you training for. Okay, so you will understand all these settings and how it works and the strategy and all the rest of it. So that you will understand this tool, you will understand what's going on here. Let me just show you the settings on, let's make that 2, let's make that, say 10 or 20 rather, and that one 10. Maximum trades 2. Okay, now this over here is basically the pairs you want to block. So if you don't want to look at any specific pairs, then you just put it in here. Okay, now I've excluded the pound pairs because the payout on the pound pairs is only 58%. Now we don't want to trade something that's only going to give us a 58% payout on a winning trade. We are only trading the pairs that's going to give us 82 or 83% payout on our investments. Okay, and then this pairs ban, that just means it's true, so everything that's in there it will ban. Right, so and then here stats 1, this is the file name where it will be, it's a CSV file that it will produce based on these filter settings. So if I say stats 2 for example and I click OK, then you'll see it's running here. Okay, it's going through all 6,000 trades on the server. It's connected to the server. It will filter through all 6,000 trades and then give us the results based on the settings that we've just put into the backtester. Okay, so this is really nice. So it will go through actual results, and then with the filter settings you can see what you would have had based on those settings. So if I just go here and I click on File, Open Data Folder, I click on MQL4 and then Files, and then you see, remember I saved it as stats2, so there's the CSV file. So I'm just going to open that up, and here's all the results. Okay, so let me just show you. That's the time, obviously, so you can see we started from the 1st of May. So we want to see what happened from the 1st of May. That's the date that's been put in there. That's the symbol, so that's the pair, and obviously the result. And here's your running total. So we started with $500, and you can see 490. You know, that's just a running total of what happened based on the result of the trade. So if we look at the end result here at the bottom, you can see that the $500 has grown into $613.70. So $113.70 from the 1st of May. So that's in a month with a $10 trade size. Now, if you do $10 trade sizes on a $500 account, you're taking 2% risk. Okay, that's why we say the minimum amount you can have in your account if you go live. Once you go live, is $500 because you're not allowed to risk more than 2% per trade. So you can see that's a decent, more than 20% growth for the month. Let's try a different setting. Let's make that 20 and we make that 10.01. This is another setting I've tested. And then we make that 9.99. Maximum trades is 2. And here's the dates. Okay, so you can select, from when you want to run the settings from. So I just want to do it for the 1 month. We'll go back all the way to last year in just a minute. So if I run these settings quickly, I'll have to just change this to stats 3. Okay, click OK. Just allow the indicator to run through all 6,000 trades. It does it really, really quickly. And then we can open the data folder, go to MQL4, Files, and then we open stats 3. Okay, so again, there's the $500 running total. And if we scroll down to the bottom, these settings give you $629.20. So it's slightly better than the previous settings. So let's see if we can find something that it just doesn't work, or doesn't work as well as the settings we just tested. Let's make that moving average 50. We make that, say, 20. And that one 20, and you stop after 5 losses. Let's have a look at this one. Right, it just ran through all 6,000 trades. We open the file, it will be stats number 4, and then if we go, you can see it started with 500 again, and if we run down, this one actually made a loss, you see, 463, so you're ending up with 463. So you see, that's the beauty of this backtester. The backtester allows you to go back in time and look at the settings that actually works best. So we will obviously provide you with the settings that we find works the best, But this is a training tool. This will allow you to go back and play with different settings, and so that you can see what works really, maybe you find something that works better. So I want to show you, if we go back, let's go back all the way. Let's just find the setting that worked for us. And then I want to go back to the 23rd of June last year. Because that's when the main account that took all the trades, that's when we started with that one. So if we go to the 23rd of June 2016, so the 23rd of June up until the 2nd of June this year. So this has been running for close to a year now. So let's see the results we've had over the last year based on these settings. I'm going to click OK. Let me just save that or change that to stats number 5. Click OK. Let's quickly open it up. Okay, it's stat 5. Okay, so let's just make sure that it did go all the way back to the 23rd of June 2016, and you can see it opened the very first trade at 23rd of June 2016 at 28 minutes past 3 in the morning, and it was the Aussie Swiss, and it was a winning trade. So this one started with $508. If we scroll back all the way to the bottom, we'll be able to see how many trades it's done over the last year based on these settings, and also the result. So remember, we started with $500. We're only taking 2% risk. We haven't increased our risk at any point, or our trade size, because remember, once you've doubled your account, you can start to take 2% again based on your new balance. So let's just have a look at the results here. Okay, so you can see it's done 1,275 trades out of the 6,688 trades. So you can see you've done a lot less trades based on these filter settings. And your account is now standing on $2,182, all the way from $500. So let me quickly just draw a graph here. Now, obviously, when you get this tool, you'll be able to play with these settings yourself and have a look at the results yourself. Okay, so let's just highlight all of this. Right, and then we're going to go insert. We want to insert a chart. And we're going to go for the 3D one. And there you go, there's the chart. Okay, so you can see there's drawdowns as well. Now these drawdowns are really important to study. So once you get this tool and you play around with it, go and have a look at what these drawdowns are. You can just identify, just roughly, you can see 349, trade number 349, there was a peak there. Then you can go and identify the highest point there on the running total, and then look at the drop. Just look at how big the drop was and so on. You can probably expect a drawdown of about 18 to 20%. This filtering system reduces drawdowns by more than 65%. So the trend, you can see, is a really nice smooth trend, and this is because of the filters that we apply. The first filter we apply is identifying the best performing pairs, and then the second filter we apply is obviously the moving average. So what will happen is, as soon as your running total drops below a certain value or drops below the moving average, your automated system will switch off. Right, so that's how it works. Once you get this tool, you can really play with it and see the settings that works best for you. You get training that will show you how the strategy works. You will know how the automated system works. You'll be able to play with different settings and go back into history for, we've got 1 year's worth of data now, nearly 7,000 trades, and you can apply these filter settings and see what results you would have had. As you've seen with the filter settings that I just implemented here, the results are really, really decent. The account grew all the way from $500 to $2,182, and this is not forecast. This is not a, hopefully maybe that we'll achieve these results. These are actual results. The 6,688 trades actually happened, and these filter settings will help you to focus on the very best performing pairs, and it will help you to get out of the market as soon as there's a drop in your account. So that's the automated system in a nutshell. I hope that made sense. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.